Have you ever wondered why an invoice from us, if you're doing custom projects, may have setup fees or custom ink fees and all that stuff? Well, let me explain. The reason why is that there's a lot of labor associated with developing screens and ink and all of that stuff. So we're gonna talk through that a little bit. Once we get your artwork and you've signed on the dotted line saying, hey, these are the t-shirts we're gonna make for you, the first thing we're gonna do is make film transfers or film positives of the artwork. We're going to take your artwork, split it up into individual colors, and print it onto this transparent film. Why do we use that film? Well, we have to make your screens. These things. These screens have emulsion on them. That's the green stuff that you see here. We take a film, put it onto the screen, expose it to light. Think developing a photo the old-fashioned way. Once we do that, all of that green stuff is going to harden, but anything the light didn't touch, that's the black stuff that you see here, won't harden. We'll take water and blow out all the stuff that didn't harden, and then now we have a screen where there's little tiny microscopic holes that ink can penetrate, and anything that's green is the holes that are filled where the ink can't get through. We have to do that for each color. So for example, this design for Parnassus is a 2-color print, so it requires 2 screens. Screens are $35 per color per location, okay? So let me say that again. Per color per location. So if it's a 2-color front, 35 times 2, and a 1-color back is another $35. Make sense? Following? Good. We're gonna load both of these onto the press. We're gonna load our t-shirts onto the press. They're gonna go around, pick up the various colors before ending in our dryer as they cure. Now, there are ways to save money in setup fees. I mentioned Parnassus did this 2-color design. Well, they actually used this part of the t-shirt, which was a nice mint color, to knock out a color. And they made that color of the shirt as part of the design, which saved them $35 in setup fees. If you're a nonprofit, you'll actually save half off all of our screen printing setup fees because we appreciate the work you're doing and it's a little gift back that we can do for you. We save your screens for 6 weeks. So if you decided that you wanted to come back, maybe reorder some t-shirts because they've sold so well, we have your screens on hand for 6 weeks. You don't have to pay setup fees again for those. Other fees you may see are custom ink fees. Do you need a custom Pantone match because your logo is this ugly green? We can probably help with that, but we're gonna have to custom mix the ink to do that. We're gonna take base pigment, kind of like they do at Sherwin-Williams with the fancy machine that squirts ink in predetermined numbers to get you that very specific color. Yeah, it's the same system, just on a different scale. We're gonna take custom base pigments, we're gonna mix it into a binding agent, mix it all together based on a formula that Pantone tells us about. That's how we're gonna get your base color. Now that is $20 per imprint location times every 100 units. Now, if you need base like colors of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, black, white, we're not gonna charge you extra fees for that, but if you have a very specific color we need to use as part of the design, that's where you'll see a custom ink fee get added. Other fees that may come along or show up. We can do puff ink, we can do glitter ink, we can do metallic inks. Those are more expensive in general, so we do upcharge them just slightly. The final fees that are pretty common are complex location fees. Do you need to print on a sleeve, a leg print, over a pocket, over a zipper? We are going to have to change out these things. These are called platens. This is what we load the t-shirt onto. If we have to change the platen or change the way we're loading the garment onto the press, that requires more labor, and so you may see a higher fee associated with that. Now, let's say you get a quote from us and you see the fees and you see the final price and you're unhappy with it. Say something. There's a lot of things that go onto creating a custom quote for you, whether that's the garment we're selecting, the colors we're using, how many screens are involved, how much labor is associated with it. We're doing lots of math on the back end, but all of those things are variables that can be changed. If we're not meeting your expectations with your budget, feel free to talk to us. It's our goal to exceed those expectations, but I won't know unless you tell me.